Welcome to Natural 6.
Whoa.
What did you say?
Seamless.
I thought you said pointless. And I thought, that is such a horrible energy. Pointless.
I think your energy today is really...
But Ben's dosed.
He is riding that lemsip
I feel
wave.
quite high.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many lemsips have you had?
I've only had 2 lemsips.
Yeah, because
But
he
it's 11
stays,
a.m.
because as we should all say, you stay within the recommended dosage for any over-the-counter medication or prescription medication.
You can
There are
mess with it.
there are medical licenses for a reason. We don't don't have
Pushes
them.
the
For those in the States, lemsipping is a bit like roboing.
Robitussin.
Yeah.
Which Robitussin always felt to me like it's like a bottle, right? Robitussin is like a bottle of medicine,
It's like Benadryl.
But it always I think I remember Robitussin being something that noise.
We might need to just say,
I don't know if maybe you can hear some noises. Robitussin felt like it should be one of the house robots in Robot Wars.
It does sound like that.
But I don't know what Robitussin would do. Maybe Robitussin would drop some kind of sticky substance on the floor.
I think Robitussin would have like a big belly and it would like spin a ball around. Like that's what Robitussin.
I like
It
that.
feels like it's a big barrel chested.
Big barrel.
I would like to also say, I think the most recent ep, someone came through. We were talking about a magazine that I used to get, and it would assemble this robot bit by bit.
Oh, yeah. Someone had it.
Through with the name of it, so I want to say thank you.
What's it called?
Can't remember.
The name.
He obviously can't remember. But
He's panicking.
This is the brilliant and awful thing about being Alex. You're constantly excited by so many different prospects, but you can't remember the name of the thing or the name of the person who told you. But you know in that moment you need to say thank you, and then you panic and realise that you don't know any of the information.
Cybot. It was called Cybot.
And who was the person?
Shut up.
Took a note of the magazine, couldn't give a shit about the person.
I replied and said thank you.
That's really,
recognise.
wow, you really are a hero.
I was running out the door.
Speaking of which,
Running out the door or being a hero?
let's say hi to our running out the doors.
That's really good.
Hello, I'm Aoife Wilson, and I'll be playing Dolly de Winter, the Tiefling Bard.
Hello, I'm Alex Jordan, and I'll be playing I, the Kobold Rogue.
Hi, I'm Doug Cockle. I'll be playing Kelnis, the Dragonborn Druid.
Hi, I'm Holly, and I'm playing the human fighter, Elwyn Grenweird.
Hi, I'm Ben Starr, and I'm playing the character formerly known as Radiant Thornbear, the Eladrin Wizard.
And I'm Harry McIntyre. You may take me up to every 6 hours, but not more than 4 times in 24. Shall we play some Dungeons and Dragons? Yeah! Last time. You began as the forest guided Elra towards Noit Kelfa and the village of Eunice, leaving you alone in the clearing near her hut. You followed the stag into the trees, and it led you to another clearing. Here lay long decomposed bodies, little more than bones and scraps of cloth that had been reclaimed by the vines and grasses of the forest. There was a buzzing in the air here, and you all set about investigating the bodies. I, the character, not the me, attempted to locate this buzzing, though he was unable to do so, the sound echoing off the trunks of the trees. Among the bones you discovered various worn leather bags containing bottles of essential oils and perfumes that belonged to Kelsia, Kelnis's mother. Radian explored further, discovering the source of the buzzing to be a wasp's nest in the ribcage of one of the skeletons. He also unearthed a flute, almost an exact copy of the one Kelnis had carved for himself, as well as a letter addressed to someone called Parvel. The letter contained instructions to seek out the amulet from the tree speaker and to spare none. Kelnis revealed that the flute was Iriana's. Trying to establish just what had happened to the people here, Radian took in the entire area. He deduced that there were no signs of a struggle, no marks of weaponry on any of the bones. Instead, it seemed the dead were trapped here and unable to leave, eventually succumbing to dehydration or starvation. Fresh from this discovery, Radian examined the handwriting on the letter, realising that it was that of the spinner. Hoping that more answers were possible, the Eladrin cast Speak with Dead, bringing back one of the skeletons in order to ask them 5 questions. As he did, the semi-corporeal form of a male tiefling emerged from the set of bones. The tiefling was able to offer little that was new. They were members of the web who had stolen the flute and the bottles from the huts of Kel's village. They saw Iriana flee through the forest and attempted to follow the trail of blood she and Yilda left behind, though the trees would not allow them passage. As Kelnis's frustration rose to boiling point, the Dragonborn demanded why these attackers had taken such personal items to him, the tiefling replying that they do not know who Kel is, before the spell ended. Kelnis then frantically searched the other corpses and bags, finding scraps of once fine cloth and sets of specialised tools. He could not accept that this was random, but Radian interceded, telling his friend that there was no greater meaning to be found here. Kelnis kicked against this logic, frustrated and confused by why the stag, why the forest would bring them here. He spoke to the trees, asking if they had any greater insight into what had happened. Lathi answered, telling Kelnis that the trees had been appalled by the violence visited on his village, and that they had trapped the attackers here, guarding the borders of the forest with greater care ever since. Kelnis had heard enough, and led you all towards the stag and away from this place. After a time, you saw a red glow through the trunks, emerging into a small, well-tended village, a vivid and strangely upright fire burning at the heart of the stone and mud huts that surrounded it. You had arrived in the circle of wildfire, Kel's old home. He and all of you were immediately and joyfully welcomed by Fabian, a great friend of Kelnis who had been a trusted and loyal confidant in years gone by. The circle was different, though. Some followers had left and others joined in their place. Chief amongst these new arrivals was Krelty, a dwarven incandescent who was taking a new kindling elf Taro under her wing. Krelty confirmed that Kindle, Kel's old mentor, was still ardent here, and Fabian eagerly headed off to make Morag's famous carrot and parsnip soup. Damn, it was going so well. Snoop. Krelty told Kelnis that his hut was still standing. This was unusual, as, based on the traditions of the Circle, it should have been repurposed and its building materials used to improve the huts of the remaining members. Still, Kindle had insisted that it stand as a testament to what he perceived as Kel's mistakes. The hut was just as the Dragonborn remembered, small and humble. His robe still hung moth-eaten in a dresser. Early attempts at carving were scattered on the floor. Kelnis spent a little time thinking and dusting as the rest of you observed the village. He then explained that the fire at the village's centre was called the Everfire, a flame that never goes out, being connected somehow to the spirit of the circle itself. Radian warned Kelnis that his old mentor would still expect to meet the Kelnis that left the circle decades ago, but that Kel was under no obligation to be anything other than who he was now. By this time, soup was ready, and Fabian ensured that you all had enough to fill your bellies after your long time in the forest. Both Fabian and Kelnis warned of the dangers of the Everfire before Fabian returned to their hut and Kelnis fell asleep under the stars. As I summoned you, the owl, not the pronoun, Radian briefly considered placing the deck of many friends within the Everfire, but fortunately thought better of it. In fact, even as the deck neared it, the flames seemed to curve away from the cards. The 4 remaining of you spoke about the deck and what would happen once the cards ran out, as well as musing on whether anything greater than the stag was guiding your path through all of this. Elowen was pessimistic, seeing your adventure as little more than a series of unfortunate events, the rest of you believing that you are in fact very fortunate to be where you found yourselves. With questions still hanging in the air, you slept, waking as Fabian told you that Kindle wished to see Kelnis. With Dolly and I in tow, Kel headed into Kindle's hut to appear before his old mentor. Beside Kindle were both Chelty, the dwarf you had met earlier, and Yulia, a chilly tiefling who Kelnis remembered as a hardliner. Kindle was immediately on the attack, scornful of Kelnis in the moment of his return, framing him as a cautionary tale for Taro. Next, Yulia spoke, turning her ire on Kelnis as she decried his rage and past failings. At this point, I and Dolly stepped in, telling the assembled circle that Kelnis had the favour of the white stag and that the stag had led him back here to them. Next, Kindle berated Kel for his failure to help Elra, though he was shocked when the Dragonborn revealed that Elra was now safely on her way to Noit Kelfa. Kindle was surprised and even fascinated by Kelnis's connection to the stag, the first signs emerging that the Ardent's position could perhaps be softening. He spoke again of Kelnis's past anger, wondering where it had gone in the intervening years. Kelnis turned the tables on his former mentor, asking the old Dragonborn whether he would be prepared to step into the fire again. This landed like a hammer blow on Kindle. The Ardent acknowledging his own failures for the first time, Kelnis pressed his advantage home, speaking about his journey towards forgiving himself and forgiving those around him. Kindle smiled, realising that he still had more to learn, it seemed. He then invited Kelnis to brave the Everfire, Kel accepting the offer. Preparations were made throughout the day, the circle creating a maze of brushwood that led towards the Everfire. Kelnis explained to you all that he would walk into the flames and that should the rite fail, he would be burnt to ashes. Suddenly the prospect of losing Kelnis became all too real as he tasked you with considering what you would offer to the Everfire. It must be something you were ready to part with, having burdened or frightened you on your journey thus far. Dolly made Kelnis promise that he would come back after the ritual. He replied that he would always be here. As night fell, it was time for the ritual to begin. You stood on the outside of the maze of concentric circles that led to the Everfire, Kelnis walking this maze past you, Taro, Yulia, Krelty, Fabian, and finally Kindle, who met him beside the flames. After Kindle offered sacred words, you were all invited to make your offerings as the brushwood blazed into life. I offered the scroll with Barabask's letter. Dolly gave a lock of her own hair. Elwyn placed her web contract into the flames before Radian offered a piece of paper with the name Radian, whispering that he would be renewed as Istalis. Kelnis gave to the Everfire all his anger, his feelings of betrayal, his regrets, the sadness of his mother's passing, all that he is, was, and will be. Kindle took Kel by the hand and led him into the Everfire. The rest of you watched as Kelnis was consumed by the flames, though, thanks to the love and offerings of the rest of the party, he was not burned, but renewed. He stood in the midst of a tower of flame that wrapped around him like armour, before he threw his head back and breathed fire into the night sky above Lathi. Kindle declared that Kelnis was here, still and forever. Then, taking his mentor's hand, Kelnis stepped from the flames, the ritual complete. And that's where we are now. And all of this brushwood that had blazed so bright, with that same vivid, upright red as the Everfire, has quietened, has now been reduced to charcoal, glowing slightly, but you can feel there's almost no heat coming off it, even in the brief moment that it's been magically extinguished. And Kel, you are stood beside Kindle, stood before what almost all of the rest of this circle are now, an incandescent of the circle of wildfire. And there is applause led by Fabian, which Krelty joins with, and Yulia as well even, and they applaud and cheer your name as the last of your fiery breath disappears and dispels into the black of the night sky. However much of it was obscured by the fire or the smoke, now you see everything. And yeah, it's worked. You can see immediately that Kel has changed. I'm going to tell you mechanically what's changed.
Ooh!
So, Kel, you've got 3 things now as a result of this. There is a new, there is an ability in your circle of the wildfire called Cauterizing Flames, which, and I'll let you look at the specific language of it, but essentially, in combat, when someone dies near you, you can cause a sort of fiery spirit to erupt in the place where that person has died. And you can cause that fire to either do fire damage to or heal with the flames your enemies or allies. You can also now summon Hank as a bonus action instead of an action. And you are now immune to fire damage.
What does that mean? He can't be
He
injured?
cannot take fire damage. So he could take a full breath weapon from an ancient red dragon. He doesn't.
Can I
take
go
any-
in the fire?
Yeah, I suppose what goodies does Ben get?
Oh yes, sorry. What
goodies does Ben
Oh my
get?
God, what does
bring it back
Ben
to Ben
get?
again.
I'm so sorry, Ben. I haven't thought of you getting anything from this moment of immense growth from Cal.
To be
That's on me.
honest, No, it is on you because you've given him 3 things.
I have
and
given
you've
him 3
given
things.
Me no
I've given him
things,
3
and I'm
things,
right
one of
here.
which is already in his circle, and he was going to get at the next level up anyway.
I know,
but yeah,
Yeah, but now we've all got to listen to when Doug levels up and going, I'm not getting as much as everybody else.
I'll give him something.
Yeah.
I'll give him something
Don't
else
give
and
him
something
something
much
else.
worse. I'll give him like a little bird.
We're leveling up now, right?
Yeah.
So he's leveling up before us. Why? Because he went in a fire.
He's not leveling up. He's getting something from his level early.
What is this crazy? Why can't I?
How dare you, Doug?
What, and I'm sure Aoife would like something, maybe.
No, don't bring me into this.
Aoife's not
Holly?
here, by the way. Aoife's in character. Sorry. Dolly might want something, but Dolly doesn't know what's happened
Both
yet.
Ben and Radiant want something.
Wait. Radiant goes up to Elowin. Are you not concerned by this? Like, he's looking way more powerful.
He was already.
I gave up some really good stuff to that fire and I've got nothing back from it.
You give a piece of paper with your name on it.
Oh, yeah. That's good stuff.
And Kindle puts his arms sort of on your shoulders and looks into your eyes, Cal, and then brings you in for a big embrace. And you can feel how weak he is. You can feel that when you were younger, 30 years ago or whenever it was that you were last here, you would have felt sort of almost engulfed by an embrace from Kindle. And now you can feel that muscle that was once beneath the robes and beneath the skin is sort of fading, and that what you feel more is bones, but the intent is still there. And there's a warmth to this that obviously Kindle has not expressed in this way since you've returned.
And I hug back carefully.
Few
obviously.
little crack. One of the cracks really worries you.
Sorry, Kendall. And I break the embrace and put my hands on his shoulder, and I say, Kindle, thank you. You have honored me, and I will treat with respect the power that I now wield.
I know you will.
I leans over to Dolly. I don't think she will.
And I turn to the whole group, and first I look at Dolly, and I say, I told you I'd always be here.
Looking stronger as well.
I feel good. And then he kind of addresses the group, and he says, the whole group, the other druids as well. And he says, I am honored to be back among you and here with my friends. I would ask now that you dismantle my hut. And I look at Kindle and I say, your time of reflection on my behavior is now over. And those materials must be repurposed. If you would please, I'm going for a little walk. And he begins to walk off into the woods, and just before he reaches the edge of the clearing, he turns and he gestures to Elowin. And he offers an elbow, inviting her to join him.
Yeah, I'll run over and link my arm in. I guess we're going for a walk.
Great.
He has likes the white stag.
And I lead Elowin off into the woods.
Okay. Can you introduce your new characters? No, I'm joking.
So this is how it ends.
Amazing. So, Kindle watches you leave with Elowin and looks to the rest of the circle and takes in all of you and says, "What our new incandescent says is quite right. We shall begin the process of enriching all of us with what he leaves behind." And
Cast fireball.
he's fine. He's fine. They're all fine. Taro's killed, but everyone else is fine. Kindle says, "In the meantime, Fabian, would you make the preparations? Are we nearly ready?" And Fabian says, "Oh yeah, absolutely. We're close. Give me a couple of hours. I've had things marinating, but yeah, give me an hour or so. If Yulia and Krelty get the tables laid out, then we'll be ready. We're eating, by the way. Got a big feast.
What has you prepared?
Well, I'd like to keep my cards close to my chest for now.
We was playing a card game.
It's don't worry, and off they go. But the rest of the circle sort of start this process of preparing for this thing, which is called the Feast of Incandescence, which happens when someone goes through this ritual, and they lay out these long tables that they take out of Kindle's, and some of the larger huts Kindle and Yulia has one too, and put these long sort of trestle tables made of fallen wood, and start to lay a table for everyone to share food with one another. And the three of you, Dolly, I, and Radian, are sort of in the midst of this.
Does we has to help with the taking down of the house?
I hope not. Don't really think I'm good at demolishing in the traditional sense. Was it could cast shadow?
I was going to say, everything is just completely unusable.
It's a race to fireball and shatter, isn't it? It's a race who can do the most
I can hide.
Meanwhile,
The hut turns.
you cut to Radiant, who's already stealing stuff.
I assumed it's like Drag Race. They've got get materials from the middle of the room, and everyone is just running to grab the best stuff.
Does anyone else, before they takes it down, just maybe goes and has a look and sees what a younger Kelnis was like?
Interesting.
I'm happy to take a look.
Let's go.
So the rest of the circle are very much concerned with getting the feast ready, and so there's no particular oversight. Also, at this point, the attitude to Kel has completely shifted, and you two were there during the process of that shift, and so there is a marked difference in the way people are dealing with you and the prospect of you. Fabian and Krelty were always very pleasant, but other than that,
You guys that carries on. We's just going to look for some cards. We'll be back.
Some what?
Cards. We's playing card
Oh,
games.
cards.
and you go in, and it is a hut that could maybe have had two people sleeping in it. There is, as was described by Kelnis, a bunk and a sort of like a dresser, a quite sort of functional stool next to the fire, or where a fire kind of would have burned, but it's a long time since. There are the odd little scraps of wood that look like the first attempts to carve stuff. Very much like when Barn the Spoon came and carved spoons with us. They were mostly all rubbish, other than whoever. I can't remember who won.
I came second, so
Who won the spoon?
I don't know. I only remember I came second. That's all.
Oh yeah, no, it was
Oh, it was Ben?
What?
It was me.
Oh, right.
But there's a few sort of blanks there. Spoon carving term.
So wait, I came third.
I don't know, baby. I know I won, and
You were very good. You took it
Doug,
very.
I think Doug got a prize.
Doug got a prize.
Maybe
yeah.
you just didn't place.
Doug got the Doug Cockle Join in prize.
It was for him.
Yeah, I know, which is wild that he didn't win.
Yeah.
But hey, Barn knows spoons.
I won the companionship of my friend.
Yeah.
You did, sweetheart. But we'll come
But
back
who
to you.
actually won
We'll come
was
back to you.
Harry.
But we'll come back to you guys in a minute. Yeah.
Could I, whilst we're all having a little nicer look around the area, I'm just kind of surreptitiously going to have a little look and see if I can find anything that might potentially pertain to Yilda. Just if there might be some sort of like historical.
Oh, great question. Like whether or not. Well, I'm going to bring sort of Doug in on this. Like, would Kel have journaled? It's totally fine to say no.
No, he does. He does. And anybody who's on Patreon and is reading Kel's...
Kelness was going there.
Kelness was going there.
Subscribe now.
You might get some extra stuff there. But yeah, he does. But he doesn't really journal. He just kind of writes thoughts down, which is journaling, of course.
We'll
but I
roll
mean,
for it and find
it's
it.
not...
He's not taking a day by day.
Exactly.
It's not Dear Diary.
Yeah, it's not Dear Diary.
Well, that depends on whether we get that 20 or not,
here's what I'm going to
really.
do. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you roll a luck check.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say anything above a 10, anything below a 10, Kelness has probably written about Yilda or his feelings towards it in some way, shape or form. But below a 10, Kelness didn't leave any of that behind. And
that
with a
20,
10,
Yilda is there.
A 10, yeah, Yilda teleports there straight away. And it turns out he was the hut. You are within Yilda.
Yilda the Hutt,
Yeah.
played by Jeremy Allen White.
He'd be really good. He'd be really good.
Great reference.
The hut has abs?
Can I roll
You're
it
really
in
going to do it in the tower?
Yeah, I just feel like it's one of those roles. It's,
We haven't rolled in Samuel for a while. I can't even remember Samuel's rank. I think he's a duke.
yeah. He's crossed it over.
Yeah.
He's a questy duke.
Is there any other kind?
It's a 12.
It's a 12. Okay, so I will say with that, there is oh my god, this is the most neurodiverse everyone's been at the table so far.
No, Ben's just on paracetamol.
Well, Ben's on paracetamol and Alex. Hey, Alex.
Alex is here too.
What you find is little scraps of parchment, as if something was written and then sort of ripped up, and it describes a clearing, and you recognize that clearing as the one that you found where this combat took place. And instead of anything particularly about Yilda, the only kind of scrap that you can make out on a torn piece of paper, and it feels like this parchment has been torn really intentionally, as if almost trying to expunge the memory. It just says, she was horrified.
Look at this.
I doesn't know what it says.
By the clearing. But who's she? She was horrified.
I think it's
Oh. I wonder if we'll find out what happened to her.
Is this good for him?
It looks good for him. He looks really good.
Only he can decide that. Depends what he does with it. Can I have a look around and see if there's anything sentimental that Kel would want to keep?
Absolutely, you may. Roll me an investigation check. I didn't have you roll any investigation, did I? I'm such a bad DM.
Nat 20.
Nah. Yeah, of course. So, what could you find with a nat 20 that would feel like it was really...
His parents are here, they are alive.
Yeah, everyone's fine again.
Yeah.
I would say with a nat 20, you look at the little... I hope this doesn't step on your toes. I'm just going to have to take a swing. You look at the little desk at which young Kelness would have been doing his carving, and you find within it there is a hidden drawer. A very, very smooth. You've sort of run your hands along the desk and you feel this sort of seam, this almost hidden seam within the wood. And you manage to sort of pull it out. And as you pull it out, there are two very small wooden figurines. One of an elven woman and one of a humanoid shape. And the face looks like it has been... The face hasn't been carved. And I'll say on a nat 20, you've never seen what Kelness looked like as an elf. But Kel lived as an elf for the first 2 decades of his life. And you get the sense that this was someone who couldn't figure out which version of themselves to represent.
Mm-hmm. I'll pick them up and put them in my jacket pocket.
I hope that's all right with you. Let's hop across to the forest, to the man of the hour.
It's the kind of thing that we haven't stepped out for a while, but I mean, if there's a conversation here that...
Is this a private moment that you're having with Elowen?
Don't think it has to be.
Great.
So, Cal leads Elowen through the forest, and just as he goes, he's just, with his free hand, he's touching the trees and the foliage, and then he puts a hand on Elowen's arm in his arm. And he stops and he turns to her and he says, I want to thank you.
What did I do?
Well, it's more what you did and didn't do.
You mean the arm thing?
Mm.
Yeah, well, when we used to say stuff to each other that we didn't really mean, you know, like when we were angry, we're not exactly the best at apologizing to each other, so you sort of just offer your arm and you'd walk in silence until that kind of anger at each other just, I guess, until you walked it off. You were just sort of with each other, even when you were really, really angry at each other.
Back in the glade, I began to feel the rage again that I felt before. And when I walked off, I thought, this rage is going to harm someone or consume me again. And you took my arm and you walked with me and you said nothing. And that simple act, Elowen, quelled that anger again and made it possible for me to come back to the circle of wildfire.
I'm glad it still works. I know what it's like to kind of be alone with your anger for a really long time, and it does consume you. And something so simple as just having someone next to you. When it's there, it's like a lightning rod. It grounds you in a different kind of way. It's like you don't have to explain it, but it means you're just not carrying it on your own. Like it's easier to figure it out or muddle through it or just hold it for long enough that you can control it again. You don't always need to talk about it. You just don't need to be alone with it.
Thank you.
You don't need to thank me. It's the point of all of us, right? Being together means you don't have to be alone with any of it. And there's a lot of stuff that we've been through.
There has been a lot of stuff. I would like to try something.
Oh no.
I haven't cleared this with you at all, so we'll have to make this up as we go.
Oh no.
It's not horrible. It's a really...
I didn't think it was horrible. I thought it sounded mechanically complex.
No, it's not.
Great.
It's not. I would like to try something with you.
I know what you're going to do.
Do you now?
I think so. If not, we'll talk about it afterwards.
And He releases Elwyn's elbow and takes her hand instead, and leads her to an oak tree nearby. And he touches the tree, and then he takes her hand and puts it on top of his hand. And he asks the tree to speak to her.
That's not what I thought you were going to do. Okay.
I have other ideas as well, but...
Mm-hmm. Roll me, what do you say? What do you say to this tree?
I say, I hear you. I would ask you for a boon. Here with me is a friend who made it possible for me to speak with you and also to go through the rite. I would like to thank her by allowing her to listen, to hear you just once. And then I swap my hand over and put Elwyn's hand on the tree and mine on top of hers with my fingers just overlapping and touching the bark.
Okay. I'd like you, Kel, to roll me a persuasion check with advantage. And based on the result of that, I'm going to have Elwyn roll something, potentially, if you succeed.
That's a dirty 20. And the other one doesn't matter.
You hear in your head, Kel, the tree says, a rare gift, rarely given, never repeated. I will speak to her. Elwyn, roll me. You can roll me nature or religion. And I will give you advantage because I'm going to say kind of in this moment it feels like Kelly's giving you something like the help action.
Can she just roll hit shit hard?
Yeah, she just roll a weapon attack.
It's an 11.
Okay. You have your hand placed on the trunk of this oak tree, and you hear a noise like a creaking, as if you can hear inside the wood the fibers that make up the body of this tree straining. You can hear the grain twisting and stretching and relaxing and tightening. And through this sort of strange soundscape, you hear a few words. You hear, free as the forest. And you hear, strong. And you hear, him home.
And I guess I can't pull my hand away because kind of yours is on top of it. Like, it's talking to me.
Listen.
It's like I can hear it breathing.
Listen.
Okay.
And then there's more of this stretching and creaking and yawning, and you can hear, it almost sounds as if you can hear, in a way that's quite hard to describe, berries growing and ripening and falling, and you can hear roots moving through the earth, and you can hear flowers blooming, and you can suddenly hear bees on those flowers and the bees disappearing away. And then you hear, loves him. And also you. And that's all you hear.
Back in Mouse, we have a tradition. It's how we usually speak to the trees, to the forest. We believe everything is connected to the forest. There's a festival that happens every year. It's always run by whoever the Lady of Mouse is. At the end of it, everyone takes a strip of cloth. They write, I don't know, questions they want to ask people that maybe aren't there anymore, or words you can't quite say out loud, but you think the forest would be a better way to hold them. You tie them to the branches. The forest never really answers back, but it's kind of how we talk. And it's always through the trees. If we ever go home, I'll take you to the graveyard and you can stand there and you can look around and the trees are covered in strips of material and questions. I've never heard the trees answer before.
They spoke.
They live. I know trees live, but like...
What did you hear, Elowen?
Words I've heard my whole life, but spoken by the trees. As if it's not a motto, it belongs to the roots that we grow on top of. A reminder. Everything is connected to the trees. The oak has some pretty deep roots. I guess they stretch as far as Lappy.
I guess they do.
Thank you. It's nice to feel connected to home, just a little bit.
Thank you. And he turns. Just as he turns, he just reaches out to the tree and says, thank you.
Can you ask it if I can have one of the oak leaves? Just to take with me?
I wouldn't.
Okay. Guess we've all got limits.
Let me roll.
Yes, sounding does have a limit, doesn't it? No.
This isn't actually about luck, but roll me a luck check.
5.
Okay.
But before we leave, I'm going to take my dagger, cut off a strip of material off the end of my cloak. And I'm just going to write, I love you and I'm sorry. And I'm going to tie it to the oak branch.
Great.
That's it.
Great.
Kel watches her do this, and when she's finished, he just offers an elbow.
And I link my arm back through.
And
I lead her back towards the village.
Yeah, rather than leaving me there, because that would just be tragic.
Yeah. And then he kills her.
yeah.
You can have a go, okay?
Yeah, great.
Only got some new powers. I don't use fire anyway.
That was the thing I thought you were going to do in the first place.
Flame strike!
By the time you get back to the clearing and to the circle, these long tables have been laid out, and we will get back to what the three of you have been doing in a little bit more of that intervening period. But you see that there are flowers being kind of strewn across these long tables, and various eating vessels, plates. That were sort of being
Food
bowls.
conduits.
Yeah. Tureens,
ramekins?
dishes. Yes, ramekins for sure. They made individual crumbles, which is the most annoying thing in the world. Because where does the custard go? On top? And you get back and you see that the other three are sort of hanging around either inside or just next to your hut. But you see that Fabian they've got some skewers. And I'm not sure if you've ever witnessed a I'm trying to figure out whether or not you would have ever witnessed this rite. You will have done, actually. I think perhaps you saw Laz go through this rite. And you remember suddenly there is a feast after these rites, and it's very important that the food is correct. And Fabian is well placed to make sure that's the case. And they have got these steaks, and there are long strips of what looks to be marinated meat, and they are positioning them almost on the edge of the Everfire. If you've ever seen really, really highly skilled, like, you know those people in like I don't know how to pronounce it, but the Turkish cooking over extremely hot coals. Mangal. So it's that kind of thing, but even more dangerous because this fire is wildly
I was
hot.
like, when we said don't touch it, it's going to burn your skin off, but totally great for kebab.
Well, they're all immune to fire. At one point, they just flex and put their hands straight in it.
I is just watching them like.
This is wild.
So a load of them are just standing inside the fire.
No, they are.
Just hold-
Yeah.
Some of them just stood there, just kicking the food with their feet.
Yeah. Holding a sign that says "Do
Jumping
not
through.
touch."
Dolly's just got eye by the scruff of his neck. Like, no.
So Fabian is sorting out these kind of skewers of meat, almost like somewhere between, like halfway between like a fondue almost and a mangal way of cooking. And on the table there are these amazing, like, salads of grains and vegetables. There's roasted roots all along, fresh baked bread. You can smell winter spiced mulled wines and
Raclette.
ciders. There's raclette, and they're cutting it off.
I'm
with
assuming
that.
they're holding up big wheels.
Yeah,
of
and
cheese.
and then they put the put the little grooves in it, and then they scoop it down onto your potatoes.
it's just one of them-
If you'd like that, they can do that.
One of them is
Arabian.
just stood the whole time, just breathing.
Yeah.
That sort of.
Yeah. What of the other three of you? Anything else that you want to have been doing in this time? Having discovered a little scrap of paper, having discovered the little figurines, I'm aware I didn't have the chance. But is there anything in particular that I has been doing?
No, I think I's just sort of climbed up on the roof of this hut and is just kind of admiring the show, watching everyone sort of prepare.
And those smells, I, are starting to sort of waft. And if I may take the liberty, I is probably aware that we can't eat till Kel gets back, and so I'll just
He's actually looking
to
for
watch
Kel
the
to come
tree line.
100%. 100%. Do I see them appear?
Yes, you do. You're the first one to see them appear.
Okay. Having watched this celebration and then preparing the food, and they're sticking their hands in and just sort of like in the fire, like, you know, turning the meat and everything, could I try and slip off the side of this and sneak round behind these two?
Yeah, roll me stealth. Yeah.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. I'm glad you did it on that one. So absolutely, I like oh god, I'm trying to think of the character in South Park who's the Mysterion in the superhero in South Park. That reference went well. You just sweep down off this off the roof of Kelnis's hut.
It's Kenny, no?
Yeah. Spoilers. Yeah, that's the whole point, is that he's Mysterion the whole time, yeah.
I sneak up behind, sort of like stalking, like prey, up behind.
A rare all 4 feet moment from I.
Yeah.
And get close enough, and I want to aim a finger at the back of Calnis's head.
Yeah.
And I let a firebolt go.
And in the same way, like, it's a little bit like that moment in Home Alone where the flamethrower comes down. Is it on Joe Pesci's head?
Yeah.
But, Kel, you're aware of suddenly being, I'm not even going to make you roll for it. Kel is aware, you are aware of suddenly being wreathed in flame. And instinctively you sort of go to put your hands up to protect yourself from the flame, and there is no pain, there is no damage whatsoever, but you do turn around and I is...
I knew it!
Human collateral. Human collateral. If we could please with
I was
fire.
seeing them back there, and they was just.
We're not
sticking their
all
hands in.
immune.
I was going. He has guts to be like this as well.
Can we not? Please.
Wait, hold
I
on.
don't. It's
we
not
was
good.
parts of. Wait, hold.
And I point his finger at his palm and just
You'd like
let
to target yourself with
let
the
a
firebolt.
firebolt go
Yeah,
at my
roll
palm.
damage on yourself.
I mean, it hits for a 24.
Okay, yeah, roll 1d10.
24
plus-
damage.
Is it? I think it's 2d10
I do
at this
2d10.
point. Yeah.
I do 2d10. And I do
Plus
I got
your
11 points.
And just as he does it, I literally knock his own hand away and I intercept him doing the
You get to do it, and so I'll tell you what. You'll take heart. You'll just take what we'll do just for flavour, rather than actually worrying about you taking it. Elowen sort of knocks your hand away, and the firebolt, which would have gone straight for your palm, just singes the tips of your fingers, and you'll say you take half damage. So you take 5 fire.
Forgive me if I may. Could that fire then jump to your hair?
No!
like Beaker, like Beaker before.
How desperate you are for me to be Beaker is... I don't like poor you.
You're erratic.
You're dosed up and erratic.
I really thought it was.
Do we really have to have conversations around how fire burns? Are we not?
I kind of thought maybe that if it was like that with him, it could be with us just a little bit. Nope.
No casting fireball on yourself, and also still don't step into the fire.
No. Good trip.
Yes, yeah, great trip. What has happened? How long have we been gone that you've decided to start burning yourself?
Maybe 5 minutes.
I was just left alone with my thoughts for a bit too long.
Dolly, aren't you watching him?
I'm not there. He snuck up on you, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he did. He snuck.
Yeah.
Then I'm going. Dolly, are you not watching him?
What? Where did he go?
Over.
Only a Kelnis is fine with the fire. Don't burn yourself.
I mean, I pretty much assumed that was...
Don't do it. Don't.
I wasn't
Just
gonna...
don't do
wasn't
it.
Okay.
Every day's a school day.
Guys, have you tried this? And I've got Raclette. Just like...
Everywhere.
There's so much.
In fact, are you just like sat on the floor and they're just like tipping it
Yeah,
in?
I'm like, have you tried? They melt the cheese against the other fire.
Can we roll to see if Radian is as lactose intolerant as Ben?
I was going to do that. I genuinely was going to do that. And then I thought, no, this is his fantasy. This is Ben just being able to be like, you know what I'd like,
I can eat what I
to
want.
play Dungeons & Dragons? To eat all the cheese I like.
Have chocolate without getting sleepy.
I'm not
Can we
going to
try?
take that away from him. Okay,
we
roll
try?
in Sir Samuel if you're going to
Yeah,
see.
we're going big. We're going...
So I'd like you to roll me a Constitution saving throw to see if you are also lactose intolerant.
In addition to being allergic to mushrooms.
In addition to being allergic to all
Can't save. Okay, it's at 14.
To 14. I would say that, like anyone, you can have too much of a good thing, but I wouldn't say cheese is on the list of banned foods for Radian. He really, really, with a 12, does struggle with gluten, though.
Radian, you is eating?
This is delicious. So what they do is they hold the cheese up against the other fire, and then it just...
I thinks we as meant to wait for a Kelnis.
I look around, and like no one else is eating.
That awful moment at someone's house.
Got a slice of cake and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
I just assumed it
Not a
was like...
single vessel is being used.
I thought there was just like a help yourself sort of scenario.
And Kel witnesses all this, of course, and he reaches down and he gives I a little pat on the shoulder rather than on the head, and he says, "Quite right." And then he walks over and he sticks a finger in the raclette and goes, "You're right. That's amazing."
It's really
It's
incredible.
great raclette.
If you haven't tried raclette, you should try raclette.
You should
Who
go
are you
Borough
talking to? Are you
go Borough
addressing-
Market.
Yeah.
You addressing the audience?
The audience at home.
Okay. That was Ben, that was.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
that was just that was sponsored by raclette.
And yeah, I suppose we're in the pocket. We've always been in the pocket of Big Raclette.
Is that the name of the episode, Big Regret?
Oh my god!
And spotting that Kelnis has returned.
Joyful music.
Yeah, we're in jovial. We're in our jovial.
You haven't got
phase.
IBS, so we're having jovial music.
Had you rolled in that one on that Constitution
Somber.
save, this is
When?
what we would have heard. You would have got this.
everyone here, and I hope at home realizes how disappointed I was to roll a 12. I wanted to roll like a 6 or a 7 on
Yeah.
that. I wanted to shit myself.
Yeah, you're the weirdest D&D player I've ever played with. You're the weirdest man I've ever played with.
And Doug's at this table.
Yeah, that's crazy. And you're one of the most normal men at this table.
I wanted to shit myself so badly.
It could be arranged.
And you see that as you've returned, Kel, there's a sort of shout that goes up from Fabian near the overfire. Oh, he's back! Right, we should all sit. Everyone sit. Everyone get ready. Everyone sit. We're about to start. First bite, of course, goes to the new incandescent. Can you roll me a stealth check, please, Radiant? Or performance. You can roll me stealth or performance. Performance is, I'm going to insist, involves an animal having put food in your mouth.
I rolled a 14 performance.
So, how would you like to try and play this off?
She did it.
Who are you pointing at?
A random.
There's Yulia, Kelty. The only cisgendered women here are Elowyn, Dolly, Krelty, or Yulia. Who are you pointing at?
Dolly.
Always captures straight.
So
I really want to go up like with a performance check against the bard. I mean, that's fine.
Can I try and help? Can I try and help Radiant by having you sweep down and just take the raclette from his hand to?
You can instruct. Yeah, absolutely instruct.
A little
you to-
burrowing owl.
Yeah,
Throwing a
you just
raclette.
take this like half a wheel of Swiss cheese, or is it French cheese?
Wait,
you know what? They're in the weeds.
hold on. Let me just check. I
think it's Swiss.
think it's like they
French.
can carry like
French.
5 pounds. I think.
Callus, can you lead me back into the forest?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Just leave me there.
It's a semi-hard Swiss cheese.
I don't think that's what Alex is Googling, but...
No, I don't know
It's
what.
not-
Right,
it's
Google
not
it, but it
like-
says we couldn't load data for this item.
Right, okay, what raclette?
Then how heavy?
How heavy is
hold on.
raclette? You know what? I'm just gonna. I don't know.
I want to
No,
know
no,
for my
Alex,
own.
Alex
You
needs
carry
to know.
on.
Alex,
You carry
We
on.
so rarely
Right.
get the actual.
We've
full
been down
count.
these verbal
We've done it for the
cul-de-sacs
weight of-
about it before.
We're doing it for the weight of cheese.
No,
the item cheese.
He won't be able to focus if we
Weight
do not
of
let him find this
cheese
answer.
in-
It's true.
This is absolutely.
It's how
absurd.
heavy the owl can carry stuff.
How
It's very important.
we need to know.
This is. I'm going to say a wheel of cheese is a pound. So I'm going to say this is a semi-soft cheese and it's necessarily been cut in half. So I'm going to say this is
Strength.
half a pound.
Strength 3.
It's more like
doesn't say-
the what your familiar can carry. Isn't
Yes.
Yeah. But he's an out. It's like it doesn't.
God, it's
This
almost.
is
It's
good
almost. It's
stuff.
almost as if it
God.
isn't crucial to the way the game works.
No, but it is for Alex. But it is, it's not about you anymore.
Listen,
It's about what
language is none. We know that. Okay.
Okay.
In the meantime, Ben, sing the banana song.
Bananas.
Really, really good.
Harry, what do you think?
An owl which has a strength of three can carry at least objects weighing 15 pounds without affecting their flight speed. That is
Easy.
just in the forum, so we're just gonna go-
15 pounds?
No,
Wow.
a pound. You know,
15
please.
kilograms.
please, can we move on?
Carries, carries 15 kilograms of cheese.
This is collaborative storytelling.
Yeah, you're right. It is incredibly didactic of me to try.
Am I
and-
successful? Is you successful?
I mean, I think I've said maybe 2 or 3 times that they're fine with it.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
So what?
And I would like you to drop it at the feet of Dolly.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously
So
it's
he-
melty, so it. it's
All up their boots.
So it's on my boots.
It's on your boots,
Like,
yeah.
it's kind of like, I'm lactose intolerant.
persuasion or deception. You know what? I don't tell us which.
It's like a John Grisham novel, this.
It's a 16.
This is like, wow, okay. Everyone, as far as everyone, Kindle says, yes, we shouldn't joke about things like that.
No,
That's a serious point for people. I'm so sorry if we'd been aware of that. Fabian, you look over, they are panicking. There is so much dairy and so much of what they've been basting with butter.
I didn't even ask if I had any allergens.
I'm so sorry. I'll make you up a plate of things that are appropriate
That'd be
for
nice.
you. You must. What they do is they create like a separate seat and a separate table and move all the food that you can't have to a separate.
Dolly's food has one of those little flags in it that you
We've
get
got
at
to be,
restaurants.
yeah. We've got to be ever so careful of cross contamination. We'll do everything. It's you have a kind of a bit
You've
of
got an apple.
You have some grains, an apple.
Yeah.
You have they're gonna do the bread, and then Fabian's like, it's a milk loaf. So then they take that
And
away.
somehow it turns out even the wine has got,
Yeah, the
has got
wine,
milk
yeah.
in it. Like,
Yeah. Like
Every item they're taking away, I'm just going, I'll take that.
it's like, you know, bulletproof coffee which was coffee with butter. It's all bulletproof wine here. It's wine with butter.
full cut with butter.
But eventually,
Eventually we move on from
the
this.
story happens. So we.
You can't make it.
So you all sort of sit down at this long table, and Kindle stands and raises a a stone cup, which has in it, you can see the sort of smoke emerging from this cup, a little bit of spiced cider. And he says, incandescence, kindling, friends from far forests,
That's us.
deep caverns, looks at you,
That's you.
That's me. That's I.
great and towering cities.
That's you.
The owl nods.
Covered in cheese.
Yes, it's a cheesy owl.
Just licking its own feet.
Like a ghost in Scooby-Doo. Just the eyes are visible and the rest is cheese. It has been the honor of my life to lead this circle as its ardent. As my mentor did before me and hers before him, and on into the times of rooting acorn and budding leaf, I have tended the Everfire. It has blazed, as it always has here in this strange, most sacred of forests. At times I realize, turned from its light. And in doing so, I wreathed myself and those I care for in shadow. And today someone turned me back to that light. And he gestures towards Kel. Kelnis. Incandescent. Child of the forest. Son of the flame. In turning back to the light, I feel at last the fire in me is dimming. I do not fear that. It is merely the setting of a sun that, in setting here, rises surely on a new land. I am ready. And I am no longer ardent here. From this night, Krelty, gestures at the dwarf, shall hold that honor. And in whatever time, however many springs and summers that I have left, I will support and uphold her in her new duties. She has, as you all do, my love. Well, eat something. And he sort of sits abruptly. And Krelty seems really taken aback by this. It feels like, although he mentioned something in the tent, that this has sort of arrived quicker than she'd anticipated. And she belatedly stands almost knocking out this stool behind her over as she does, as she attempts to sort of compose herself. I will do so. I have had a wise teacher, as we all have here. That wisdom will serve us well, and I will tend to the Everfire and maintain it with all the fervor and tenacity and clarity that you have always aspired to and have shown me. And then she sits. And there's this moment where the members of the circle, and Kel, obviously you would recognize the gravity of this, have this moment of sort of held breath. And then Kindle quite loudly starts to fill his plate, and the others will start to eat. And permission is tacitly given at this point for you guys to tuck in as well.
I was just eyeing an apple in front of her, just being like,
She's really been hoisted by her own petard.
I'm literally under the table passing her what is now contraband.
I'm grateful taking it.
Can I have you under the table intercepting food?
You can absolutely
You
try.
could-
You can
you could
certainly try.
I will boot that owl
I will kick that owl to death.
with my cheesy boots.
Yeah, because the owl is badly lactose. You
Yeah.
can't give cheese to an owl.
No, straight
I'm
through it.
sick of saying this, by the way.
I holds up a little mug of cider, looks down to Krelty. He goes, "Well done.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, the evening becomes an evening of eating and drinking. If there is anything that you guys want to do, any conversations that you would like to have, any conversations you want to try and witness or things you want to try and pick up on, you can do so.
I want to find a lull in the conversation. And Kel stands up and lifts his own cup of milky wine.
Famous milk wine. Milk wine is
Is that what we've been drinking?
You've been drinking milk wine the whole time. Yeah. None of the wine you've drunk is
Well,
clear.
you're not allowed to drink.
It's like real adult Crusher. Do you remember Crusher?
I want some crusher.
Yeah, what an advert. Anyway,
And he stands and he says, Kindle, you have served this circle well. Thank you. Krelty, I do not know you well, but if Kindle trusts you, then I trust you. I'm sure you will do a fine job. However, it will not be an easy one. And I address this to all of the circle. The world beyond this forest is on fire. I do not know what place this circle has in the putting out of that fire. But you must know that beyond this forest, things are not well. And I would ask you to do what you can to do what is right. And I take a drink and I sit back down.
Krelty looks at you and nods. A nod of confirmation that you can see to be a genuine acknowledgement of the importance of what you've said, rather than a platitude. And as the table moves back into conversation, you sense that Krelty is keeping an awareness of you all the time, and after a few minutes, you see she stands and approaches you, comes around to your side of the table, puts her hand on your shoulder and says, "Perhaps you could help me with something."
Certainly, what is it?
"I can show you." And she gestures towards her hut.
As they disappear, I is just going to raise his glass and is going to, rather than tapping it, you is essentially going to headbutt it with his beak.
Yeah,
to,
great,
get
real
some
good.
attention.
Like a woodpecker, but an owl, a cheese-covered owl slamming their head into stone, but like a woodpecker.
And he stands on top of the table.
This is I'm going to take this bird off. Like I don't think you can responsibly
Listen,
use this bird.
he'd just find another one.
I just want to say this. We haven't said this about normal land. Normal land.
No, I'm not. You couldn't even have a normal owl. We had to have a
Well, he doesn't
burrowing
have
owl.
to scroll anymore. So
Give him something.
This is great.
But I do.
Whoa.
And he raises his glass, and you see him kind of squint, and he nods a few times. You can see him kind of thinking something through. He kind of pauses. And he goes,
7 cheers to a Kelness. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray.
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Now, if we're going to play cards, someone will need to help. I can only goes to 7.
And he sits down.
And Krelty's led you by this point away from the table and into her hut. And she goes to a cabinet that she has by the side of a really quite simple wooden desk. And like a table, really, more than a desk. And she, I thought someone was doing one of those weird flappy bum farts.
They won't hear it on the mic.
It was Milton's on the floor, and Milton just did a top-to-toe shake of
I
him.
thought it was Ben adjusting his
Didn't
testicles.
you? I thought it was
Such a loose
I was thinking, I can ignore. We all ignore. Sometimes there's ambient
Stomach
noise.
growling,
We all hear stomach
yeah.
growling. It happened during Kindle's speech. And I was like, that's fine. But I was like, I can't ignore the flappy.
long flappy fart. We have Milton.
Thank God it was the dog. Thank God, because I
Milton
also
did a
it
little
definitely
shake.
came from that side of the table. It was too far away to be done, so it was either Holly or Ben.
And the worst part is, I think you might have assumed it was me and not Ben, and that's the worst part.
Oh, Milton. I love that as soon as you say his name, he looks at you and
Yeah.
wags his tail as if he's done something brilliant. Oh, that really tickled me. Sorry. So Krelty takes you into her hut, and you see that from within her ardent robes, she pulls out a little key on a chain around her neck. And she unlocks this cabinet, which has this almost entirely opaque mesh door. And she pulls out a little stone figurine, a little hummingbird, and she places it in her palm. And she says, "You are right in what you say. It has been a while since I journeyed beyond Eunice, and certainly beyond the borders of the forest, but in my time here, I have often advocated for the idea that there is more we can do within the world. That the world beyond this forest is as real and vital as the one that we make for ourselves in our little enclave here. Of course, this was before you bring the news you bring and the danger that it seems could be hovering just beyond the tree line. Perhaps it was this insistence that has led Kindle to select me, though I'm not sure it's an honor I feel entirely ready for. Still, if this task does fall to me, it seems that the best thing to do is to reach out to those other circles with which we share a friendship. And chief among those is Laz, who you will remember.
I remember Laz well.
He is near Brack, edge of the swamps, as I understand it. Now, and she looks at this little figurine. We do not have the opportunity to speak at great length, but there is a way I can get some kind of message to him. What do you think I say as one who has seen what the world faces?
I think you speak your truth, Krelty. Tell Laz what you know. What you wish to do with this circle. And entreat them to help you however they can.
It is It's like a sudden weight. It's like... I feel it now, all he must have felt. And I'm sure that weight will only grow heavier, but... I am responsible, suddenly.
I put my hand on her shoulder and I say, "It is a mantle that you must wear. Kindle chose you because Kindle saw in you something of a leader. Now it is your time to lead. There is weight in leadership.
If you had stayed, Kel.
Oh, it would not have been me.
You sure about that?
I am sure, and if Kindle had asked, I would have refused, kindly. I have dragons to find.
Of course you do.
And more gods to kill.
And she holds her palm up and she brings the hummingbird right, almost so it's touching the end of her nose. And she says, "Laz, Kindle has appointed me Argent. I know the world beyond Lathi has changed. Advise me, how can we help? We must work together. Krelty."
Nailed it.
And as she says, Krelty, you watch as the stone that makes up this figurine starts to shift as if something beneath a covering is moving, and this stone starts to crack. And as something beneath it shakes, it's sloughed off, and it's a tiny hummingbird wreathed in flame like a tiny phoenix. And it disappears out the window, and you look out the window and you see it fly straight into the sky above Lathi. We can only hope.
I knew Laz. Laz will help. If he is not already doing so.
You should eat. We should enjoy the night for what it is. I can't imagine you will be staying long once morning is here.
No, we must be on our way. You're going to do well.
I'm going to do my best.
That's all we ask.
I hope it will not be another 3 decades before you are back here. If not to lead, I accept that. But just to give counsel. This is your circle now, forever. Unless you wish to found your own. You have, it looks like, 4 companions that respect you. Do you think you could...
Well, the little one shot a firebolt at the back of my head just a short while ago.
He's not suitable. He's not suitable. By the 9.
When you see the way he treats animals.
That's appalling. And two of them are covered in cheese.
The owl is a disgrace.
3 of them are covered in cheese. I'd forgotten about the owl. You're right. Well, thank you, Kel, for your counsel and your calm head in a storm.
Let's eat.
Let's eat.
And as they go back to the table, Cal picks up his glass again and his glass, his mug or whatever it is, and he says, "To the circle of wildfire, I have a joke for you."
I quickly pour a new
Yes.
glass.
Yes.
in honor of Kindle. What does a man with a 2-foot penis eat for dinner?
Kindle beams.
Yeah, Kindle has the dirtiest sense of humour.
Well, I'm having raclette.
And that's where we'll end.
We will take a little break there. There's no point taking a break anywhere.
Say, Doug!
What's insane is all his clothes burnt off in that, and he's not been wearing anything this entire
He's been
episode.
naked the whole time.
Hi, I'm billionaire playboy, Emmy award-winning costume designer and infamous liar Benjamin Jareth Paul Jason Smith Kibble Feeble Star. Wink wink, that's not my real name. Or is it? But if you know that, then you know me. Like, know me. And if you know me, then you know I don't like a few things. Intensely. And not a minor dislike. Not the way Alex dislikes doing things in a normal way, or Aoife dislikes being wrong about birds. Like an all-consuming, passionate dislike with a capital K. And it's not where you think. And for your viewing pleasure and records, some of those things I dislike are the feeling of dry sand between my toes, the sound of Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Miles being played ever so slightly too fast on a piano by a reckless amateur at a party, onions in any context, lads' holidays, I simply won't and shan't, people claiming they're humble when they've just won something. You're not fucking humble. Not being served within an allotted amount of time in any dining establishment that is entirely made up by me depending on how much I hunger or find myself overheating. Massages. I've never had one, but much like a nuclear winter, they don't look fun. Olives. They're like nature's balls, except not in the ball sack, and twice as salty and bitter. You ever sucked a ball out of the ball sack? I have. And nature documentaries. I can't handle the death, no matter the contextual majesty. But you know what I do like? Natural Six, so much. And if you're watching this, then I'm willing to bet a few locks of Holly's hair that you do too. And you know what people who love stuff do? They endow the object of their affection with money. Because you can always say nice stuff at someone, or something, or just me, but I don't usually believe them unless they pay me at the same time. And fortunately, with patreon.com/natural6, you can do just that. And in return, you'll have access to a whole heap of fun things that you'll actually like. And you can also sleep in the knowledge that you won't be turning up on my list of things I dislike anytime soon. Unless you cancel, in which case I'll be fucking furious. Patreon.com/natural6. Sign up now. And give me money.
And we are back.
What a break.
I mean, whether or not you'd like it to be the case, we are back. And some would say we're better than ever.
Ooh.
I would not be among that number. I think this is one of the oddest episodes we've ever done. But,
Really?
But yeah.
This is the oddest.
I think it's.
They spent 25 minutes shitting down a chimney.
I think the raclette shit was really, really out of left field. I liked it a lot. And then we ended. Can I remind you of the last thing that was said at the table?
Yeah.
But I still think that makes it the weirdest episode.
That's true. It's the most on brand.
Yeah, I think it's actually the most normal for us.
So, I was going to say Doug says the thing about his penis. Crucially, Doug didn't. Kellner says the thing about his penis. Fabian goes, way! And the rest of the evening is laughter and conversations. You see at one point, although you don't, unless you specifically want to hear, you don't hear what's going on, but you can see Kindle approach Taro, the young elf, the kindling elf, and Kindle puts his arm around Taro, and you can see a conversation happening between the two of them, and Taro nodding, and at one point giving a sort of relieved smile. And then this evening starts to sort of goes into the night. There's songs and celebration, and people get up, and those who were here in the earlier part of Kelness's story share stories of Kel when he first arrived at the Circle, and they're sort of fond and silly, and then people start to drift away, drift to their beds. Of course, Yulia goes to bed first, because and she hasn't been drinking, but she has been smiling. And as they're starting to drift away, before too long, It's the five of you with a cheese-festooned owl. Dolly's ravenous.
But I will, at some point, find a moment with Kel, say, great speech. And then
The penis thing.
Yeah. It's an interesting choice. And then I'm going to reach into my pocket and take out the two figurines.
These really beautiful, meaningful figurines.
I remembered that time that you described her, and I kind of figured you might want to keep these.
And he looks at them for a moment. And then he says, that was a different time. How are your carving skills?
You've seen them. Not the best. Not as good as these. Although, your one looks a little unfinished.
Perhaps you could have a go at finishing that one for me.
You know it's going to be bad.
I don't mind what it is, but I would like it to be as you see me now.
Okay. I'll work on that. You hang on to her. Might find her again.
I might. I don't know what I would do if I did.
What do you think you'd do? You know what? Judging on that speech, maybe that's not an answer to that.
I think that's a ways off. I would love to see her again. But a lot of time has passed and there was a lot left unsaid.
Well, here's hoping you get to see it. In whatever form your reunion takes. You deserve that.
Thank you for finding these, Dolly.
It's okay. I'll work on this at some point.
Remember, you don't have to be good.
If
Just
I'm
do
not
your
good,
best.
what's the point?
Well, if it is me as you see me now, it will be good.
That's true. Okay.
Where are you going to you going to be under the stars, or it's worth saying that Kindle explains that, well, in fact, it would be Krelty at this point. Krelty announces that they'll be taking down and repurposing your hut tomorrow. It's been suggested that Taro could do with a bigger one because, bless him, he's the only kindling, and you can see he's really eyeing up some of the crossbeams. But there is the opportunity to sleep in it for one last night if you would like to, or
No,
just
I
be out
think
under the
Kel
stars.
that's the past. I think Kel is far more interested in finding a place among his companions outside under the stars.
And as you find that space, you see that just as when you were at Elra's, the stag has been watching all this. Just static on the tree line. No sense of urgency. It meets your eyes and you meet its, and it doesn't turn its head to lead you into the forest. It seems to accept that this is where you are for the time being.
I kind of lean over towards Radian and say, "Can you see it yet?
No.
Are you looking? You're looking at your feet, Radian."
Oh, roll. Because of what you said
Yeah.
in the... Yeah, what was I having you roll before? It was either charisma or wisdom. Let me...
Charisma.
Charisma. Well, it's a sense of self, actually, so regardless of what I did before, I would like you to roll me a charisma saving throw.
14.
14. Radian. Estalis. There is something there. It doesn't look to you, you don't see a stag,
Yeah.
but you see a mist, almost like the way you see the presence of wind when it picks up in those little whirlwinds and carries a swirl of leaves. You can make out something that is disturbing the light, disturbing the dark, something that exists between those worlds. A shape on the edge of the tree line.
How do you feel about it?
About what?
Whatever that is, the stag that we've been following.
You can see it.
I can see some of it, yeah.
Some of it is better than nothing.
But how do you feel about it?
About the stag.
It's shown you some awful things. If I remember rightly, earlier today you weren't happy with that.
With the stag.
Yeah.
It was not that I wasn't happy with the stag. I was unhappy with my memories. My choices from the past. The stag is neutral. I am curious now where it will take us next.
Where do you hope it will take us next?
Well, we came to Lathi to find the dragons, did we not?
What if we don't?
If we don't, we don't. We go to Baroon or somewhere else. But many things have pointed us to the dragons themselves. Magnus. The stag itself. Or should I say it selves? That was a weird turn of events, wasn't it?
It was.
I was expecting one stag, not four. Still. What about you? Where do you hope it takes us next?
I'm beginning to think we don't really have a choice. And I don't mean that in a hopeless sense. I mean that in a freeing sense.
Fate.
Yeah, fate. Maybe. But I feel like I spend so much of my energy raging against the inevitable. Pushing at barriers that I can't see. And I'm just tired. Tired of forcing. Being angry all the time, being sad. I guess tiring. And I'm trying a new thing. Just being content with whatever comes next.
That is a good place to be, Radiant.
I think the new ardent of the Circle of Wildfire is rubbing off on me. Maybe I'm actually beginning to learn. So whatever we find tomorrow, or the next day, or the next day, or the next day, I will try to go with it. I think I'm still gonna do weird stuff, I think.
Never.
What are you looking at?
I am looking at someone becoming.
That's nice.
You're on a good path, Radiant.
Well, listen, let's not speak too soon. I'm on a path. That's a good start. It's nice to be on a path. Not really been on one before.
A journey of 1,000 steps begins with one first step, does it not?
It does. But I feel like I've been on this journey for a long time and I've just been circling again and again and again. I feel like I'm living in the shadow of whoever I was before, you know? Treading in anyone's footsteps, hoping that something pays off. And I feel like I've made a lot of false steps. So instead of trying to force it, I'm just going to go with it.
Good.
And if I'm going to follow in someone's, I'm going to follow in yours.
Wow. Do you know what you need, Radiant?
What?
A good tickle. And I jump on and I tickle him.
So, and this is going to be such a self-insert. I personally have this thing, and I really like to think Radiant has it, where like
You're immediately hard.
I ejaculate almost immediately. No, I am very, very sensitive to being tickled.
Me too, man.
And it's like what's it? Like the cow seize up or something? Like my entire body, like
Cows seize up. Like when you tip, like when a cow.
yeah, cow tipping and they seize up. Like my entire body like seizes up. And it's that feeling of like I'm almost paralyzed with how sensitive my body is to being tickled. So instead of it being like ha ha ha, it's like an agonizing sort
Roll
of.
me. Can you both roll me grapple check? So can you
Grapple?
Let's have Kel roll athletics for me, and Radiant, can you roll acrobatics? I don't know if that's really how grapple works, but I think in this context, that's how we're going to do it.
That's a dirty 20.
Mine's a dirty 20 as well.
You are so well matched. It's like when you see people doing like sort of in jiu-jitsu, they're all, you can't figure out who's got the upper hand.
Yes. Can I for a stalemate?
Yeah.
And I go, Kelness, I have the most utmost respect for you, but please don't do this.
Go on, Kel, do it.
I go for one more.
Please.
Consent sexy, guys.
Consent sexy.
Okay. You know what?
Call on the deck of many friends.
No. I look you in the eye, and for the first time, I'm not going to resist.
Okay, that wasn't what I meant about the consent.
I'm not going to resist.
I meant the opposite, just for the record.
I was actually talking to Doug.
You can tickle me once.
I can tickle you.
You can.
You will let me tickle you.
But I do need to warn you that whatever happens next, I cannot be held responsible for.
I am immune to fire now.
I put my hands behind my head.
Oh my god! Whoa!
You can tickle me.
I reach out. I don't touch him. I reach out and I put my hand just in front of his belly, just where nearly everybody is ticklish. And then I withdraw it. See, letting go is not that hard.
What a weird lesson to learn.
Wow, this really is millennial therapy. That was amazing, guys.
You're right, this isn't one of the weirdest episodes you've ever done.
And then I produced the ball gag.
No, there it is. There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Ding, 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 ding. And you all find a place to sleep, to curl up for the night. The Everfire kind of warms this whole area. The ground never really gives into frost and snow because of the heat that just permeates through the earth here, particularly after it blazed so high and so remarkably tonight. And you just fall asleep with the noise of you just hooting, the odd little call and from other birds, and the comforting by now sound of animals moving through the undergrowth. And for 4 of you have full bellies.
She's going to be so nasty in the morning.
Yeah. And the stag keeps a sort of vigil all night. And you wake the next morning. It is a bright, wintry day. The sun high in the sky. It's kind of late morning, really. You drank and ate and sang and spoke long into the night. So by the time you rouse yourselves, it's the noise of Taro just sort of making some assessments and starting to wiggle the odd bit here and there to try and figure out what he's going to be able to salvage from Kells. But you are waking, and the circle is waking too. And as you start to sort of gather your things and prepare yourselves and get your packs, Fabian appears, and they look at you, Cal, and then sort of take in all 4 of the other 4 of you. And then back to Cal, and they say, "We're really gonna miss you. It was nice to have you back. To have you more here than you've ever been, really. Hopefully the forest won't keep you away anymore."
I don't think it will now. And I will come back.
Well, you must, because I've made that soup before. No one likes it.
I love it.
I know, it's crazy to me. I did do this for you, by the way, and they have, over the course of the evening, as everyone finished, they've gone up and made you, it's almost like packed lunches of scraps, of not scraps, but the leftovers, and then they very reverently give one to you, and they say, "There's 4 apples in there for you."
Thanks.
My pleasure. And again, I'm so sorry about the lack of communication in terms of, I should have asked. That's on me.
No, it's really on me.
Eye is just staring into the Everfire.
It doesn't make sense. I've been thinking, and it doesn't make sense.
What doesn't?
I thought about it all last night, and then it was in my dreams, and then this morning, and I can't stop thinking, and I has questions, and I has thoughts about it, and it just doesn't.
He holds up his little claws in front of the fire. He looks through his claws into the fire.
Kelnis has 2 hands and 2 feet. Where is the other 2 feet?
Cal, you want to take this one?
Doesn't make sense.
You did this. You did this.
You have to fix this.
You have to.
You have to.
This is on you. This is on you. This is how
Okay, let's put it this way. What does a man with a 2-foot cloaca have for breakfast?
I doesn't know.
Well, you're having scraps from dinner last night.
But it's not. I has 2 feet and I has 2 hands.
The stag turn.
It finally speaks up. Yeah. If I may.
You really are wasting time.
You just hear, enough!
I'm sick of this.
I'm so tired.
I've been waiting.
I've been waiting all night. The other 3 said you were a fucking nightmare, and you haven't. You've proved them right. Well, congratulations. Imagine this. Centuries, maybe millennia here. The first people that can see me, and it's you. It sucks for me.
And then he stomps off into the floor.
Did that not happen?
No, I'm really sorry, Ben, but that didn't actually fully happen.
Do you think audiences get disappointed when great stuff like that happens and then we just throw it out the window?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we lost a lot of people this ep.
Oh, I don't know. I think we gained a new audience for Kelnis's comedy stylings.
Yeah, they
Specifically in this episode, yeah.
It's an audience we didn't want, but it's an audience we now have.
Surprising how many of them decided to join at episode.
Yeah, it's like they knew.
Yeah.
It's like they knew. It's gonna set a fire appropriately through Reddit. Right. And the stag does. The stag sort of almost pads into the centre, near the Everfire, and then looks to you, Kel. And a little lowering of its head, and then it turns and looks as if it wants to walk into the forest and lead you somewhere else.
Okay, and I turn to those gathered and say, the stag requires us to follow again. Thank you so much for your hospitality, and it's been so wonderful to see you all and to meet those of you who are new, and I will be back, I hope. Take care of yourselves.
And you sort of scan the faces of these members of the circle, old and new. You see, the thing that surprises you most is that Yulia looks really quite emotional about you going, and is doing that thing that like a parent of a certain age would do if their child went on gap year, that is sort of insisting that they leave rather than actually engage. Like, just going, we'll go then if you're going. You should probably get go. We have lots to do here.
Okay, well, I see this, and I walk over to Yulia, and from my pocket I produce a spoon. And it's a lovely little spoon made of cherry wood. It's got an extra deep bowl, perfect for eating carrot and parsnip soup. Mm-hmm. And at the end of it, it's got 1 5-fingered oak leaf shape at the end of it. And he just kind of, offers it to her and says, Yulia, you were always my favorite.
I know. And she takes it, puts it inside her robes. I don't have anything for you.
I don't want anything from you.
Well, good. Go.
A Steve Chase spoon is a special thing.
She turns to eye. You can see, is she gonna, and then she just turns back. She senses the lore is too deep.
And I turn and follow the stag.
Yeah.
And as we go, just as we enter the tree line, I sidle over to Dolly and I put an arm over her shoulder and I say, are you hungry?
Starving.
Oh, good. And from his pocket, he produces a big chunk of nice wholemeal bread.
Oh my god, thank you.
And then, from the same pocket, he produces a chunk of raclette, and he goes,
Breathes fire on the raclette. It is, I mean, it's perfectly melted.
So happy right now.
I fully thought you were going to pull out another apple.
Oh, you're laughing. You're like a child on a school trip. You want to eat your packed lunch. You want to eat everything already.
And you disappear into the forest, and as you look back, you see Kindle is there, and Kindle is dressed in robes you've never seen Kindle in. Kindle's just in, I guess, maybe what he turned up in.
Negligee.
Negligee. He's in his he's not in the robes of an Ardent. He's not an Ardent anymore. He's just someone who's here. And instead it's Krelty who wears those robes of deep red. And the stag leads you into the forest. And as you have followed these stags for days now, it's not so much that you reach a point where you recognize where you are. Journeying through Lathi, despite your experience with it now, still doesn't feel linear. It's not like you see a particular tree or a cluster of blooms or a rock that reminds you, yes, we are approaching the Great Stone, but there is just a feeling of returning. It's like waking on a journey, because even without looking, familiar bumps in the road have let you know that you're close. And you are led to the great flat stone in this previously unknown clearing in the forest. And all the stags are there, the other three standing at would-be compass points on the edge. And the stag that you're following leads you to the centre. And once you're stood in the centre of this stone, it returns to its place. And there is a moment of silence, and then all the stags rear up on their hind legs, and they bring their hooves down with this great percussive thud onto the stone. And again, when you feel the vibration of it through your boots and through your feet, and again, and it almost becomes like a peal, as it speeds up, it's like a nearing thunderstorm. You can sense this power and this energy growing as these hooves come down with greater ferocity and sending greater vibrations moving through the stone underneath you until it almost starts to become something that you can feel moving up through your bodies and into your chests and your necks and into your skulls. Everyone roll me perception checks. Nat 1. 18. 21. 13. 11. You're so hungry still. Anything higher than a 15, which I believe is just Kel and I, you start to see these. As you're looking around and taking in these stags, there are these striations, these almost like white scars or veins that are appearing on the trunks of the trees that encircle this stone. And the drum beats of these hooves are growing louder and louder, and then it becomes, there's like a tangible sense that what you're hearing is no longer these 4 sets of hoofbeats from 4 spectral stags. You are hearing one sound, one great, powerful sound. And the striations on these trees glow white brighter and brighter until all of you are aware of them. This glare, as they start to widen, it stops being veins and it starts becoming like a wall of light. And then that wall of light seems to be moving towards all of you, painful to observe. It's like looking at the sun in the height of summer with unblinking eyes, or in the moment of an eclipse. And this light glows closer and it gathers together, and then there is suddenly like a ringing in the air. This note, a tone, and the hoofbeats are muffled behind it, and then they're muted, and the light coalesces and it becomes corporeal. And there is a huge stag before you.
Radian, you seeing this?
I would say you all see this.
Yeah, I see this.
This huge stag with white fur, its antlers that stretch almost into the canopy, 30, 40 feet above you. And where these smaller stags once were, now you see spectral visions that take their place. There's the old tree with the hollow at its base. There's the hut of Leathmel, the tree speaker, your home for the first decades of your life. There's Elra, shrouded in grief and confusion, and then there's the Everfire burning. And the stag shakes its whole body, and as it does, these visions just twist into light and then smoke and then fade. And it's you and the stag, this great towering vision, this something. And Kel, you hear a voice inside your head, and there is something inescapable about the fact that it's the stag's voice. And it says, "You speak for all the forest now, and it will speak for you." And with that, the stag turns and it gallops towards the tree line, moving at a speed that is so impossibly fast you cannot hope to keep pace. And as it runs towards the edge of the stone, the trees like wrench themselves apart. And there is a tunnel that emerges, this tunnel of darkness, ink black. And the stag rushes down there, its light like a shooting star, down into the dark, and then it disappears from view. And you are left on the stone with this dark tunnel through the trees.
I don't know about you, but it feels like we met another god, or not the gods, but something like a god.
Something older than a god.
Something that wants us to follow it.
I think you speak truth, Eloin.
That'd happen eventually.
Radian, you go first.
I don't think she was going to keep up.
I reckon I can catch it. That was a joke, by the way.
I got that.
Okay.
I got that.
Doesn't look good in there, but if you don't mind following, I don't mind leading.
You think this way is a dragon?
I hope this way is a dragon.
I think this is the way the stag wants us to go.
Into the dark tunnel, then.
We survived all the others. Sure, we'll be okay this time.
You might need your goggles.
Oh, do I have to?
You don't have to, I'm just suggesting. It was an offer. I didn't...
I'm going to meet new people, mate. I'm going to turn up in a new school with my goggles on day one.
Don't judge me.
You'd
Why am
think
I
that
friends,
themself would
Mum?
have given her.
No, themself.
No, it's alright, mate. No, just be immune to fire. Don't worry about me and my
Hey,
eyesight.
themself had nothing to do with that. They gave you a spark of divinity. Sorry that they didn't cure your eyesight. Fix your astigmatism.
So you guys come in?
I will hold on to your robe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I begin to walk into the tunnel.
Okay. So you move towards this darkness, this tunnel. And as you move towards it, you can make out that within it are far off rings. Rings of yellow, but like dust motes caught in a swirl of air. They seem to swirl and rotate, not quite solid. And you take your first step off the stone and your feet touch nothing. But you don't fall. And you have the sensation of your body is walking, but you don't seem to be moving. And then you look over your shoulders and the stone is disappearing behind you. And as you look further ahead, these dust rings seem to be moving towards you, and yet there isn't that own sense of your own momentum. It's like you're in something that is without gravity or without wind. There's no pressure placed upon you from anywhere. But these rings are still moving towards you and then past you. And there are noises, shapes, sounds. Everybody roll me a d20. Let's start with Dolly.
6.
6.
Nat 1.
Nat 1.
Good stuff.
9.
9.
6.
It's going well,
You
guys.
two roll again, please. Iron.
14.
10.
Okay, so we'll go. What do you get, Radiant?
19.
19.
You're welcome, guys.
You start your
Well, I'm
initiative,
in
baby.
front. I'm in front.
So
just-
I, Kelnis, Eloin, Dolly, Radiant. There is something it's like the edge of a vision. It's almost as if you are trying to remember something, though that attempt to remember is not conscious. You're not, but it's that feeling of something being just out of reach, a name, a place, an event, something that is in a far, far back room of your mind that you can't access, and yet you feel it like a slow-moving craft on still water with a barest breath of wind. You can feel it moving slowly, hoving slowly into view. And as it does, as it starts to hit the sort of mental periphery that you have, you're still moving or not moving through this dark, this somewhere in between, or is this where you were heading yourself? It's disorientating. And for each of you, something comes into vision, moves into sight, into light, becomes sound that you can hear, images that you can see. Here's what you see.
Everything I ever wanted.
Yes, you win. Darkness. Formless and featureless, empty but alive. And then there is light, straining far off above like the tentative first glow of dawn through heavy dark drapes. There are two figures glimpsed in the dark. The light grows as they come sharper into focus. Thaelon, an instinctive hand resting on her stomach as she stands before the small, glittering figure of themself. They are near now. A little kobold stood before the goddess of the Fae. The two of them are together in the histories. The arms of themselves are covered in paint. Each drip on the stone at their feet is like a pulse, like a heartbeat. And Thaelon speaks. They will put them to death. All of them. As if they were nothing but weapons, as if they are instruments of destruction. Even Aurum would do this. Themself looks down at their own hands. They pick pigment from one curved claw.
Aurum understands less than he likes to think he does.
I cannot let it happen. It is the destruction of something beautiful for fear it will become uncontrollable. They were made to exist. To exist in whatever form that existence takes. Do we claim virtue whilst purging the world of anything we fear? And themself is still looking at their hands.
Why does you come to me with this?
Then Thaelon runs an anxious tongue across her lips, moistens them slightly. I know what you did for all those endless days. And truly, because you have no one to tell, should you believe me to be wrong, we all, you were let down.
More than you knows.
And Thaelon steps forward and her whole body is tense and she speaks like a tumbling of words. Without you, I would not have turned. It was you. It was only you. It was all we said. It was our conversations long before I knew what you were and what you gave up. And they themselves cuts across them, quickly interrupts.
You come to my home and tell me of my own sorrows.
No, I did not mean that. And themself fixes Thaelon with an implacable, unblinking stare.
You are trying to tell me that you are sorry. To tells me that you, likes all of them, was weak and foolish, that the guilt of all that grows within you, and that you cannot rid yourself of it, and that the pain of what you did to me cannot be undone.
Thaelon's head falls. I am.
So tells me.
I am sorry. Beyond what I can express.
And you hopes that this sorrow will bring me to your side in keeping them's hidden, keeping them safe.
Thaelon nods.
Too late.
Themself turns away, their back to the fire, casting a shadow of them on the back wall of the cave, and they are made so huge that this shadow dwarfs Thaelon as her golden hair falls around her face. She walks away. And then themself speaks.
I would not see them dead. What does you plan to do?
Hide them.
Not here.
No, not here. among the walking trees. I do this for them, not for you. My wish is never to seize you again. And the vision disappears. Kelnus. Here is what you see. This ship of vision, like a slow sunrise. And you see a cavern deep within the earth. From the far-off sky above you, there is a spear of white sunlight which pierces the dark and illuminates a circular stone platform that is laid directly into the earth. And all around the circumference of this platform are set glittering gems. And there are runes interweaved with those gems. You can hear the distant cries of birds and the sounds of running water which echo off the walls of the cavern. And they reverberate around you like whispered words, like songs half heard through thick walls, like a distant, endless ocean. And the runes in the stone begin to glow. And colour collects in the shaft of sunlight that pierces down here. And dust motes that moments ago were drifting downwards now swirl and spiral upwards like miniature pinpricks of colour blooming bud-like in the air before you. And heat begins to emanate from the stone. You can feel it from where you aren't. And the blooming colours darken and redden and burst into bubbles of violet and scarlet. And the air before you starts to boil and smoke. The stone is vibrating, the cavern shakes, and the birds, hundreds of feet up, call out in panic, and their shrieks are echoed by a new sound. From within the raging colour, you can hear a cry. And it nears you. It pours volcanic from the smoking, blazing red that obscures the stone, and the cry becomes a scream, unmistakably humanoid, a cry of unleashed, desperate agony, and a hand pushes out of this inferno, skin peeling away from the fingers, and then an entire body emerges, ablaze, screaming, burning. And then the vision fades. Elowin. Light. A white, blinding light. And as you turn your head in every direction, you are assaulted by it, and then the light begins to soften. And you find yourself in a vast, mirrored hall. Columns of fluted crystal reach up towards a transparent ceiling, perhaps made of more crystal, perhaps glass, perhaps something else entirely. But what is certain is the blue of the sky, azure and unblemished by cloud. And all around you are bowed heads, the heads of those who kneel, their feet tucked underneath them, their heads bowed in supplication. Hairless heads, every single one of them, each shaved and sheared until not so much of a wisp of hair is visible. And these bent figures speak as one, words that have been repeated so often as to have become second nature, and they pass a rope between their hands, twisting it, pulling it, all to her, always to her. We honour her with what we have. She is crowned by the sun. She reigns with the adulation of her people, all to her, always to her. At the center of this hall is a towering golden sun. A throne within it, on which sits a woman in white robes. Her chin is held high. Her eyes are deep and piercing. And her hair is the color of wheat until it reaches her shoulders. And then it turns red, white, brown and black, and yellow and amber and auburn and slate grey. It has become all of these. And all the colours in between by the time it passes her waist, her knees, her feet, and it continues, it spreads through this great hall, this great space. This patchwork of shades and textures extending from her and through this sea of bowed and hairless heads. It covers the tiles of the floor. It is wrapped around the feet of her supplicants, and it is this hair that they are passing, great strands, through their trembling hands, and they still speak with one voice, all to her, always to her, and the vision fades. Dolly. You hear the calls of carrion birds. That cruel brass of carrion birds as they compete over fallen flesh. And you see a tent that sits high on a hill in the center of a great battlefield. Bodies cover the earth like leaves on an autumn forest floor. Death is everywhere. Birds pecking at corpses that bloat in the heat of a setting sun. A red sky blazing over a red field. Buried within the pile, those that have not yet succumbed to death call out pathetically as scavengers pick through the corpses and the bodies of the slow suffocating nearly dead, and they pull golden teeth from drying mouths. They slice jeweled rings from fingers that have swelled in the heat. They fight over all that can be melted down, pawned, traded, repurposed. And atop the hill that overlooks this blood-wreathed plain, outside this tent, drinks are served. In crystal goblets, silver trays hold morsels of sumptuous food. Oils burn and fill the air with perfume that scours away the sick, sweet heaviness of decaying flesh. And the drinkers are dressed in finery. Silks, boned corsets, form-hugging dress coats, embroidered handkerchiefs that are held over mouths for fear that the wind may change. Flesh is everywhere. And Eladrin places her mouth close to the ear of another, words thick with honey and wine. I want to see him. And their companion locks eyes with them, and their form shifts. Hair sprouting from their head, skin changing tone, muscles growing as their features give way to something, someone different. They take the Eladrin's hand and they walk into the tent. The canvas is pulled back, and within are hundreds of others, moving like an ocean of flesh, writhing like a snake, like a single living entity, armor and weapons and garments abandoned. The noise is like a symphony, exultation and release and wild need, and then the vision is gone. Radiant. It's cold, and a wind blows chilly and hostile through your skin. And you see a tower of vine-wreathed stone. A fire burns timorous and forlorn in a brazier at the tower's peak. And from this crenellated parapet with its meagre firelight glow, a set of eyes are watching. In one direction is a valley, lush and green even in the dark of night, opalescent shimmering rivers and streams that streak through the landscape like seams of precious metal through ancient rock. And in the other direction is darkness, total darkness, unnatural Stygian black. The blackness is thick, opaque, an absence of light and hope and all that is living. And it is on this murk that the Watcher's eyes are fixed. A great humanoid figure, almost giant-like in its proportions, its legs curled under its powerful body, a cloak wrapped around their shoulders as they stare into the black. They watch. They watch. They do not blink. They breathe out, and their breath is fog drifting through the air until it meets the dark, where it freezes and falls to the far below earth like salt crystals. It is a cold night, a night of wind and snow. And the Watcher's face is crisscrossed by a maze of chains. The chains lead to barbed hooks that have been forced through the skin of the cheeks, the forehead, the lips, dragging the features of the face into unnatural shapes. The Watcher scratches at their chin, they grimace as their hand catches a chain and releases a drop of blood that runs down their neck. They watch. They watch. The blackness seems to approach and recede, or perhaps that is their imagination. They're tired, they know that. You sense that they are tired beyond understanding. The blackness, the blackness and their eyes begin to droop, and with a sudden breath they catch themselves. Panic in their movements, they reach down to a small chest beside them. They open it with a fumbling, blind hand, still staring into the dark. They scrabble in the chest until, wincing, they find what they were looking for. Do not sleep, do not sleep, do not sleep. They whisper it to themselves. They pinch an eyelid between thumb and forefinger, breathe hard and force a golden hook through the skin. And the vision ends. And for all of you, the darkness is gone, replaced by swirls of cloud, purple and red and gold that fill your vision. And though your steps continue and that same sensation of strange stillness pervades your body, you are still moving. First towards the clouds, and then through them and beyond, until you emerge into a great grassland. The ground rises and falls like waves in all directions, studded with clusters of trees. Grass thick with flowers that bloom in glimmering bursts of amethyst and ruby, and in the distance beyond a dark forest of trees is a range of mountains. Shale in the foothills before the mountainside of mud and stone soars upwards towards the blue sky above. And behind you, the clouds have disappeared. The darkness, the visions. You are alone. Somewhere entirely different. Somewhere entirely new. And that's where we'll end us.
Whoa. Jeez.
Fucking hell.
Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us for... I didn't even say it again. I'm getting really bad at announcing the episode title at the top of the year.
You'd hope. I mean, it is in the title.
Episode 58. That was episode 58.
Yeah, I know.
We're halfway to, of course, everyone's favourite number, which is 100. That was another fart from Ben. Which is, of course, 116. Everyone's favourite number. This has been a really short ep because, full disclosure, I need to
Go
I
to
need,
the
I in
toilet.
theory need to leave, but I really want to do the action search, and this feels like a good place to stop. So,
Great place to stop.
so yeah, it's a great place to stop. So we are going to go and have a chat about this.
Yeah.
You can do some theorizing, and we can, and I'll sit here and judge, and then maybe if you say anything really good, just pretend that's what I meant. And if you would like to imbibe that particular hot foaming cup of action surge, I'm sorry for the image. I think I was reaching for something.
like
The imagery, other than that, was good.
Okay,
Okay,
there's been
wasn't that
worse
bad?
imagery in this episode.
That's
than
very
that.
true. That's very true.
This
That's
bit
very
was
true.
very gentle imagery.
Thank you ever so much. Sorry about the hook through the eyelid, everyone.
Still not the worst imagery.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's
Still
the
not
2
worst,
foot. It's
yeah.
the 2 foot cloaca.
Yeah.
If you would like to watch our action surge, well, you can do that in a week. You can do that in a week.
Yeah.
Or
What?
I don't know. I feel as though
There is another option.
Yeah, but you say this, but you always say this, like,
That's
and
right.
I don't mind you contradicting me. I don't mind because
You better not.
But-
so I'm
but-
going to do it anyway.
wow, go on.
Yeah, well, you could do it in a week, or if you're subscribed to Patreon.
What's that?
Well, Patreon is where you can find a lot of content that we do, extra content, like behind the scenes,
Whoa.
like
AMAs, would they be there?
yes,
Yeah.
Would maybe blogs from the character's perspective or
Yes,
stories from the
yes.
character's past?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
would you maybe find kind of notes on how I wrote the campaign?
yes, an Agony Aunt style audio podcast
What a-
where you and I actually.
Yeah. Oh, is that what that's for?
Yeah,
I didn't think that was
yeah.
for public consumption.
No, I was recording the whole time.
It sounds good, but I'm not sure I see the benefit unless there is an original audio adventure.
Yes, there is also that.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'm very nearly interested, but I will only truly be interested if it would allow me access
To Action Surge
right now.
now.
Would it do that?
It would do that.
And in that case, I guess I'd have to head to patreon.com/natural6.
Wow, is that the only place?
It's the only place.
That's the only place to get this extra content.
It's the only place.
That's amazing.
So
I got a joke for you.
No. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you very soon for more adventures in the world of Reliquia. Bye,